I have the keys to the Carrera Cabriolet right here, and let's start by showing you the front. Right, in the front end, it is no different than the characteristics of the other 992s. Same sort of design all the way through, but noticeably the drop top emphasizes some lines, some structures, and especially on the rear end. This car is spec'd with the LED headlights. This is the Porsche dynamic light system with Matrix. Matrix is the top end, yes, the top end of the various light specifications that you can have. And if you are speccing a 992 for yourself, the 992's PDLS system, especially with Matrix, is something to look out for. Now, it of course is a little bit better in terms of lighting up the road in front of you, of course being very high powered LED, and the Matrix just adds a few more lines over here that accentuate the housing and make it look so modern, so beautiful. And you can easily tell whether a Porsche has Matrix or not. So that is quite an important spec, right? Because it's exterior, and any Porsche fan will be able to tell whether or not you have that immediately. Now, good rim choices vary in terms of taste, and it's very subjective, but this is the RS wheels. This is the RS Spider wheels, painted in a kind of satin silver finish with the monochromatic Porsche logo right in the middle. The brake calipers are painted in black to just give it that extra little layer of monochrome tone. It is very nice. And something that we don't really talk about is colors. Of course, we like colors, we like beautiful colors. This is finished in Miami blue, and Miami blue is a typically rare color for Malaysia. Malaysians don't really appreciate or don't really like very striking, very loud, and very, you know, arrogant kind of colors. And this color suits this car wonderfully, and that is something that we as dealers always look out for in our cars. Why? Because in a cabriolet, it needs to be sexy. It needs to be having that element of taste and taste can come in all sorts of different things. And with a Porsche, you can spec so many different options or optional accessories that make your car truly unique. As we always say, it's very hard to find a nicely combined Porsche, especially in cabriolet form, where we don't really like black on black interior and black exterior, black interior. It's not nice. It doesn't accentuate the fun, the sexiness, and the outgoing characteristic of a cabriolet. And yes, that special color, Miami blue, has something to do with why we chose this car in the first place. So take for example racing yellow. Take for example Miami blue, racing yellow. Agate grey is a little bit of a toned down color, but what other special colors are there in Porsche? Guards red is okay. Aventurine green, so that is also a special color. Yes, so these special colors hold their value very well. And in terms of the perspective from a fellow Porsche buyer, or if anyone's in the market to buy a used Porsche, they'll be looking first and foremost at whether or not the color is a special color, whether or not they prefer that special color. Of course, black is something that everyone can accept. Not everyone likes it. It's one of those colors that it's okay. Yeah, it's like it doesn't inject personality. With the interior specification, it accentuates character, especially in a car like this. And as you can see, it is a two-tone leather finish, and the two-tone color destination is slate grey with crayon, or crayon with slate grey, whichever comes first in the configurator. And you can see that it's a very light kind of color over here, contrasting with the darker grey color over here, and with contrast stitching of this color over here. So that's a nice subtle touch. Nothing too loud, nothing too crazy, but just very elegant in general. Yes, very elegant, and it's very, let's say, subtle. It's not something very loud, it's not something very aggressive and in your face compared to something like a Bordeaux red, right? It's just pure red, and that's a little bit too contrasty for me. Yeah, but in this color with this exterior color, you can see that it matches very nicely. Of specking a 992, the Sports Chrono package with the mode switch is a must. What that does is that, of course, it gives you a clock to clock your lap times. It gives you a mode switch to go in between different modes: comfort, sport, sport plus, or individual. Sports response button in the center of the dial, which lets you put the car into full attack mode for 20 seconds. And yes, so that is a fun feature, and a feature that most Porsche enthusiasts would really like to see. Moving on to the sound system, this is optional, but it does give you quite some value. This is the Burmester sound system. As standard, you get a house brand. One level up from the house brand, you get the Bose sound system, and now this car is coming with the Burmester sound system, which is one level above the Bose. So this is the top end of the sound system options in a Porsche. Now from the back, you can see that it is this huge bulge over here, and that is actually where the engine resides. With the drop-to-top version of the Carrera, you do get a convertible roof operation over here. So if you just press and hold, whichever mode it is in, it will go to the reverse. And a very nice touch here is that you can see the turbocharged 3-liter flat 6 over here as it opens the roof and the closing of the roof. Right, keep holding the button and all the windows will wind up eventually. And you can see kind of why they made the shape of the rear so extravagant, right? So different and compared to the previous generations, and so fat. If you look at it from a side profile angle, you can see that they maintain the coupe style of the roof line very well through the use of the soft top. Yes, it is a soft top cabriolet. As drop the top goes, we are mostly fans of the soft top or fabric top cabriolets. Hard top cabriolets not so much because of the, of course, heavier mechanism. A soft top cabriolet, it is lighter, it is usually faster, and you can operate it up to a certain amount of speed. Therefore, if it starts raining when you drop the top, like so many people complain, oh, drop the top, what if it starts raining? Then close the top, right? Just close the roof. Now, so with hardtop cabriolets, you probably need to stop at the side of the road to prevent any dangerous accidents from happening, to then operate the roof, because it only mostly goes up until 10 or 20 kilometers per hour, with somewhere there lah. Whereas the soft tops can operate up to a speed of 40 or 50 kilometers per hour depending on the car. As it becomes a closed top, right, you can see the lines, and it's just a very nice contrast between the black convertible roof, the Miami blue special color. You get the Porsche brakes. Yes, the brakes in black and monotone wheels, the monotone crest. It all pairs very nicely. Now I'll show you the top up later, and the mechanism operation is absolutely beautiful. On the rear end, you can see that the oval tailpipes at the back. So the oval tailpipes signify that it has the Porsche sports exhaust. And in the modern era of OPF filters and European regulations, this car with sports exhaust we think is a necessity, especially since you want to listen, you want to hear the rumbling, the mechanical rasp of the turbocharged flat 6. Now let's drop the top once more. So again, hold, and you can see this. Yeah, this you see that the window just rotates down. I let my finger off. Right. Okay, so it goes back. See, it rotates out right here. Very nice, very nice features. And you can see how fast the convertible roof operation is. I think we calculated it is an average of 12 seconds for the windows to fully wind up as well. Right, keyless start is a thing in this car. So you can listen to that 3-liter engine slowly warm up and spring to life. But that's only in normal mode. Let's try switching it into sports mode. And sports exhaust is on, as evident here. Once you switch this from comfort into sports mode, this will automatically turn on the exhaust system. So let's give it some revs in normal first, so you can more or less hear. Yeah, Pretty flat, just a whooshy wind turbo noise, nothing much at all. But let's put it into sport, and you can hear the bass really come out from the back of the car. Especially since this is a cabriolet, it heightens the whole auditory experience of owning a Porsche 992. As you can see, you can hear the crackles and the tone of the exhaust being something that's actually quite nice and pleasant, even though we're still in the era of OPF systems. Alright guys, so that's a short walk around of our 992 Cabriolet, first in Malaysia and only one in Malaysia. Another thing about drop the top is that drop the tops usually hold their value fantastically well. But in terms of the Cabriolet variants, it is far and few between, so that's why the prices stay a little bit higher. And if you own a Cabriolet, you know this when you want to let go of your car, for example, of mini convertibles, it is miles better than any mini 3-door or 5-door variant, or even the Countryman, etc. Right? Because there's so much of those on the road. In terms of a Cabriolet, it is far and few between, so it is much more difficult to find. Granted that the market for Cabriolets is much lesser as well. Right? So a Cabriolet option will really help you hold your car's value. So yes, that is a special car behind me. The 992 Cabriolet is something that, wow, it is in a beautiful spec. It is in a beautiful spec. Alright guys, without further ado, I'm going to go back, sit in my corner, enjoy my coffee, and look at that fat, that thick Cabriolet. It is beautiful. Alright guys, cheers.